spiritual, mental, and physical practice that began in ancient India over 1,000 years ago. For decades, people have embarked on this spiritual journey to alleviate health issues and to also become physically fit. The DC area has seen a surge of yoga studios in the past few years. In 2010, the DC area was named the nation's fittest city, with 80% of the population participating in some type of fitness activity. Yoga among the top of preferred fitness activities. Although the city has seen a surge of yoga studios opening, very few have opened east of the river, especially in the Anacostia area, leaving a huge population of the city out of the loop. Yoga instructors, such as Sarianne Lee, have taken it upon themselves to spread yoga awareness, as well as healthy living education to the parts of the city that have been abandoned by the yoga practice. Welcome to District Buzz, Sari.
Thank you, Kalila. Happy to be here.
So tell us a little about your journey with yoga and why you decided to practice yoga.
I started my yoga practice after losing my mother to diabetes, and a good friend introduced me to 3 essential skills with yoga: the breath, the asana movement, and the meditation. And after I discovered how powerful that process was, I realized that this was something that people all around the world from all different nationalities could use to really empower themselves and to create, tangible change in their lives. I started just offering classes, different locations, different recreation centers, and one of the biggest things I noticed was that people just didn't know what it was. People weren't resistant, they weren't afraid, they just didn't have an opportunity to be introduced to yoga. So I offered the classes, people came, we had fruit, and then we started to build real relationships, friendships, and the students would give me tips, I gave them tips, and we slowly were able to work through the yoga journey together. And the best thing was that I was able to offer the classes at many different churches. The religious community in Southeast DC is so positive and so encouraging when it comes to health and wellness. And that's been one of the biggest backers, surprisingly, because a lot of people feel that people in our demographic, which is mostly African American, mostly women, have a fear of yoga because of the religious aspect, and that just simply isn't true. They just want to experience yoga on their terms, being able to introduce different religious and emotional doctrines, spiritual practices that resonate with them, and then integrating them into a sun salutation, the chair pose, breathing from the breath, and just kind of getting deep into that integration that comes with the yoga practice.
As with any new idea, yoga has received both positive and negative feedback in its new community.
The positive responses have been, I'm now finally able to be stress-free. A lot of people in our community live under a lot of stress, financial, relationships, disparities, access to resources, and being able to come on the yoga mat and actually have the attention and the dedication to yourself with a teacher who's invested in your wealth takes so much stress and pressure off of your everyday living. So that's been the positive. The negative has definitely been coming up with the resources and the finances to keep a consistent class going. A lot of people just don't have the funds, and they want to keep the classes, they want to keep attending, but we don't have a stationary space that people can go to on a daily basis. So sometimes we rotate recreation centers and churches, but slowly but surely people are starting to find the money to be able to keep teachers here and keep the classes going on a continuous basis. The mental benefits, of course, is relaxation, bringing your mind down from all the distractions, all the high energy things that we do on a daily basis. You rush out the door, you don't take the time to sit and think. So I tell people to do what's called the 15-second breath, where you inhale for 7 counts, hold the breath for 1 count, and then exhale for 7 counts. I say at any time during your day, you can access this breath, this little exercise, to help yourself relieve anything that's coming up and to just clear your mind. It's like a nice little spray for your brain. Of course, the physical benefits come with the asana practice, the movement, and through the sun salutations, you definitely open up the chest, get into the rib cage, kind of tone down the belly fat, tone up the legs, and then there's a spiritual benefit. You're able to really connect and align with what matters the most to you.
Thank you, Sari, for joining us on District Buzz and educating us on the practice of yoga.
You're welcome, Kalila. I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me. We're going to do a quick goddess sequence to get into the thighs, tone up the hips, engage the core, and create strength along the arms. So everybody come into your warrior one, bending that front leg, reaching the fingertips up to the sky, straightening the back leg, pulling the core in. Taking a deep inhale and exhale. Sink a little deeper, drawing the knee over the middle of the left toe. Take a deep inhale. On the next exhale, open out into warrior two. So open the arms wide. The back foot becomes parallel with the foot, with the bat. Fingertips reach long in opposite directions. Take a deep inhale. And on the next exhale, sink a little deeper, engaging the inner thighs. Now pivot the feet inward, and now move the heels outward. We're gonna move right into our goddess pose, bringing the hands to the heart. So here in our goddess, we're gonna sit really deep, getting into the inner thighs, squeezing the buns, pushing the knees outward. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Now sit really deep, holding it strong, finding that inner goddess, tightening all the way up through the pelvis into the sternum. Bring the hands to the heart, thumbs rest at the heart. Close the eyes, set your intention, find your inner power. Deep inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, take the hands to the hips. Inhale, lift the chest high. Exhale, hinge at the hips, bringing the body parallel to the ground. Walk the hands out into a T, nice and long. Pulling the core in, neck remains very long. And inhale. Exhale, bring the hands all the way down to the ground. Slightly bend the knees with the palms pressing into the ground. Shoot the booty towards the back of the room. Let the head just fall as you open up the hips. Slowly walk the heels and the toes closer together. Release the hands, drawing the belly in from the lower pelvis, and roll the body all the way up. And we seal our practice by saying Namaste.
Namaste. Whether you decide to try yoga, Zumba, or any other fitness method, make a commitment to stick with it. You only get one body. Treat it right. Namaste, DC. You've just been buzzed.